Hey guys, Andy here. Another head-to-head for you today. For me it's quite an interesting one because I've got my outgoing daily with my incoming daily. On the left we have the Google Pixel XL with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 chipset, a quad-core CPU, they're both Cryo CPUs, 2x2.15 and 2x1.6. The GPU is an Adreno 530 and it has 4GB of RAM. On the right is the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 with the Exynos 7420 Octa chipset with an octa-core 4x2.1 GHz Cortex-A57 and a 4x1.5 GHz Cortex-A53. The GPU in that is the Mali T760MP8 and it also has 4GB of RAM. So given they're almost a year apart, they're actually very similar spec. So we'll see how they compare. We'll start off with the fingerprint sensor test. The Note 5 edging that one, I would suggest. The second test, I think the Note 5 takes that too. And we'll just do a third for luck. The Note 5, I would say, definitely has the faster fingerprint sensor. Now obviously there's only a matter of microseconds in it. But the fact is, the Note 5 is slightly quicker. Whether it's more reliable, I mean, I didn't fail at any point in that test. Meanwhile, the Angry Birds test is carrying on in the background. But I've personally found the Pixel XL one to be more reliable over the week that I've had it compared to the Note 5. The Note 5 into Angry Birds 2, albeit in portrait, before the Pixel XL. Not a huge amount before it. Not as big a victory, I wouldn't say, as actually the 6P had over the Pixel XL. We'll run it once more though to be sure. This time the Note 5 has the orientation fixed and it's looking like the Samsung device is going to edge it again to make it 2 out of 2, and it does. But as I say, not that much in it. Not a huge difference. If I could press the button properly, we'll come back out and we will move on to Geekbench. So we're just kind of clarifying there the OS versions and various other specs, and we'll kick things off. And you can see the Pixel XL is moving at a bit of a quicker pace than the Note 5, which is often a bit of an indicator on what scores might be. We're going to scoot ahead. Now, I've not actually seen Geekbench look like that before. I assume it's because the Pixel XL have kind of upped the old pixel density on the display. So I guess it's laying out more like a tablet, perhaps. But quite a convincing, well, not convincing, I suppose. The multi-core, there's not a great deal in it. I have had the Note 5 go over 5,000, but the single core is interesting. But then I guess there's only 4 cores on the Pixel compared to 8 on the Note, so the Pixel does win the benchmarking. We head outside now to check the GPS. Ooh, a little bit slow on that, but to be honest, I know that the Note 5 just kind of remembers straight through. And actually, that's interesting. The Pixel XL looks like it did the same thing. So I've known for a little while that Samsung, somehow they managed it to sort of remember all the locations even after you're clearing the AGPS state and just carry on where they left off. And actually, look how many satellites the Pixel XL can see. 27. I don't think I've seen that from a device before, to be honest. That's a lot of satellites. So the Pixel XL winning that one. 1 to 2 is it, I think? We're going to move on to the screen brightness test. So I turn off adaptive or auto and basically just crank it right on up to the top. Then I've got a plain white screen and a light meter, and we scan with the sort of the light meter touching the glass, and I think I saw the first pass to it. There you go. So it just breaks 800. The Note 5 815, 810. So the Note 5 810, 40. Yeah, the average. So the Pixel, so you've got to say average is around 740, 750, whereas the Note 5 is averaging around 800, I would suggest. So they're both very good. The maximums are almost the same, but actually the Note 5 seems to. The Note 5 has it. Let's not muck about. Note 5 wins the screen, but not by much. We're going to move on to the speaker test, both of them with downward firing mono speakers.
Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me what to say, no matter if it's true. I'll say it
so differently wired. Am I an organ? Cause sporadic is my thoughts. It's mind-boggling, cause I obsess on everything. In my mind, it's mind-boggling, cause I obsess on everything. In my mind, smarkish bothers me, but not my father, he said sayonara.
Hearing them in the flesh, they're both quite similar, but I think the volume just goes to the Pixel XL, and actually probably the sound quality just goes to the Pixel XL. There's not a great deal in it.
Essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also overturned a lot. Essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also overturned a lot of rules and laws, and now we're in the situation where people are clamoring for the rules and laws, and now we're in the situation where people are clamoring for
social network providers and search engine providers are being overwhelmed, quite frankly, with inquiries about various use cases, who the users are, and the government's trying.
So again, personally, I think the Pixel sounds a little bit better than the Note 5. There isn't a great deal in it, but Pixel with a little bit more volume and a slightly more rounded sound. And not that you get a lot of bass, but it doesn't sound tin. I mean, not the Note 5 sounds tinny, but the Pixel just sounds a little bit more balanced. So we move on to the Chrome browser test. The Pixel taking a little bit of a time to clear the browser data, so we'll start off by punching in the URL on the Note. We're going to go to the BBC website first. I'll do 3 different sites if you haven't watched my videos before. I try and tap at the same time, and the Pixel appears to load in just a little bit quicker than the Note 5. I think both screens look great. They both look bright, vivid colour, but nice whites. They both seem to scroll quite smoothly. We're going to go on to NFL.com for the second website, and again try and tap at the same time, and again the Pixel XL just squeezes out the Note 5. Although it is interesting that actually they're both loading. When we scroll back to the top, there you go, can you see they're both actually still loading? In fact, the Note 5 technically finished loading the page before the Pixel did, but I would still say the Pixel loaded the page in first. You're free to interpret that how you wish, I suppose. We'll go to the third site, being The Verge, and again the Pixel just coming in a bit quicker. Now the skin tones are into that. I do wonder if the Note 5, they're both still loading again, if the Note 5 looks a little more natural. I don't know. Again, you can decide. You can see both the images. So both very quick, both very smooth. The Pixel, I think, just slightly edging the browser test. Generally, they're very evenly matched devices. I do think we're now getting to the point where there's not so much advancements to be made in the phone. So even though the Note 5 is a year old, the Pixel XL isn't that much advanced. I mean, a lot of people said the Note 7 wasn't that much advanced on the Note 5, the catching fire feature aside. So you do start looking towards the software, and then, I mean, that's a whole other kettle of fish really that I can't particularly do in a head-to-head. And I think it would go, well, I don't know, different people have a different view, I suppose, of if the Pixel's pure Android is better or Samsung with its extra features is better. But let's not get into that argument now. So there you go, that's my my head-to-head. I hope you've enjoyed it and taken something useful from that. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But for now, my name's Andy. I will catch you all again soon.